Okay, I think we're good to go. We might jump ahead a little bit. Let's just zoop. Woo, yeah. We're ahead a little bit because the rooms are empty and now we've jumped online. And we are doing fun and exciting things. Coming up, we're talking about going hybrid. Because going hybrid is challenging. Especially because they're typically always done at the last minute. So, if you have questions about going hybrid, now is your time. Let's jump ahead again. Yes. Zooping through this introduction because I'm ready. And why stick around for a massive introduction if you really don't need it? So, we've zooped ahead. We're good to go. The music's happening. The words are here. The people are here. If you have fun and exciting things going on and you want to be part of it, you're in the right place. We're getting events online because that's the kind of peeps we are. I'm not going to zip the next bit. I love the countdown. Here comes the countdown. Oh, the countdown. And welcome. Hello, everybody. So good to have you here. I'm hoping my sound is good this week. Last time my sound was rubbish. So if you're after some good sound, please let me know that it's good sound. Just type, yay, the sound works. I think it was not my issue. I think there was an issue that had to be put out there with my ATEM Mini Pro, but I'm doing fun and other exciting stuff now, which is good. Hybrid events. People talk to me about hybrid events. And why would they talk to me? Well, let's talk about who I am really, really quickly. Sounds are good. Yay, the sounds are good. I'm Warwick Merry. I'm a triple certified presenter, both virtually and as a certified speaking professional. So it's very, very good to have you here as well. If you're doing events, if you're doing hybrid events, if you're looking at how do I know when's the right time to go hybrid, how do I make hybrid work? And I'm not talking about a massive event, could be just a little event, or maybe all of a sudden things have got out of control and you need to have people at home, then you need to be listening today. So if there's anything interesting that in your life, you want to share it with this video with others, if you think it's of relevance to them, I would love for you to start a watch party, share it with us, tag people who are interested. That's enough about me. Let's get cracking. Hybrid events. Here's the thing that's going on now. I thank you so much, everybody. I'm just going to drag this over here. Thank you, everyone, for your feedback as to the sound as well. I appreciate that. That is very kind of you. I've finally got it sorted. Hey, when it comes to hybrid events, there's a few things that are overlooked. So I just want to talk big picture, medium picture, little picture, and what you might need to do to get your next hybrid event up and cracking. Because here's the thing, in this weird and wonderful world of ours, we want people to be safe. And also, geographically, hybrid events can be fantastic because you can get other people coming in from around the globe without having to worry about traveling and 14 days in security and all that sort of fun stuff as well. So here's the thing you need to consider. And the biggest challenge when it comes to it, to hybrid events is sound. You've got to have good sound. Now, I have this, and anyone who's watched my videos will know I have the thing called the Holy Trinity, the three things that must be done. Number one, you've got to have your camera composition good. Number two, you've got to have your lighting good. And the third and most important, got to be good sound. And that can be really hard when it comes to hybrid events. So with hybrid events, you've got, traditionally you'll have people in a room, someone at the front of the stage, engaging, talking, all good, we can all hear. Online, same thing. You're online now. You can hear me. I've checked my sound's okay. My composition's fairly good. I've got a Jedi t-shirt on. That makes me happy. So that's good. But once you get to hybrid, things can get messy very, very quickly. What a lot of people will do is, let's say they've got 20 or 30 people who are supposed to meet, maybe some sales reps, maybe it's just some of the state managers, whatever. And what they'll say is, it's too hard for these people to come in, or it's not safe, or we can't cross the border. Let's just put a laptop on the desk and they can go hybrid and be part of it. The challenge is that they're not going to see everything that's going on in the room. They're not going to hear everything that's going on in the room very well. And they're going to just not be engaged. So half the time you're wondering, are they actually there? And I've had hybrid events that I've been part of where people quite clearly log into whatever they're using to stream, typically Zoom, and just don't pay any attention. They're just logging in because they have to versus getting something out of it. So what are some of the ways around that? Well, number one is to take into account what's actually going on. I know some hybrid events that have multiple physical venues. Like, for example, in Australia, there's one coming up that is having a physical presence in Sydney, one in Queensland, and another in Melbourne, and then an online element. What that means is you need a host for every iteration. So you need an online host, because there's going to be a heap of stuff going on in the face-to-face rooms. Like, they might say, okay, we're going for a break, but by the time they get out and then go back in, people online need to be entertained, engaged, talked to, shared with, that kind of stuff. So you need a host online to make sure that everything's running smoothly there. You need a host in each venue, because you need a host to make sure that everyone, again, is engaged, is energized, is focused on what's going on, and just coordinated between the multiple different hosts. So that's before you even worry about the technicalities of it all. You've got to make sure it is well coordinated. So then you need to look at, okay, we're looking at the sound in each venue, because we need to make sure that whoever's online can hear what's going on. So naturally, if you're doing a simple thing, as we said before, with the salespeople, just having a laptop there, laptops they're not known for their good microphones and good sound. So you could have someone asking a question, they're not being heard. So you're going to need a moderator that's in charge of that laptop or that presence to make sure that good one, Donna. Yeah, we need a host. You're going to need someone in charge of that presence so they can keep in touch with what's going on and what they can do about it. So that's something that you may want to consider. The other thing is, let me just pop some of this. You might be able to see some of the chat. Oh, that's a bit small, isn't it? Hang on, let me just pop this over here, make it a little bit bigger. Move to that side. There you go. We can see that the sound is the chat is coming in. Woohoo! We love a bit of chat. So when it comes to the sound, what you're going to have to do is look at, how do I make it work? So one of the things you can do is get a shotgun mic. Very, very simple. Here's an example of one I've prepared earlier. This is a very simple shotgun mic. It's a Rode, big fan of the Rode products. You could stick this on a phone, and you could have someone who is responsible for that being the virtual person's physical presence. So you could plug this microphone into the phone, and they can see what's going on the screen, but they can move it around to pick up the sound of people. You might be able to set up a couple of different shotgun mics in the actual meeting room that's going to pick up the different sounds. So you're looking at going down a bit more of a sophisticated AV setup, but if you want to get good return on investment for your event, you really need to consider that. So you've got to make sure that anyone who speaks is heard by the microphone. That may well be that it's like, okay, in the physical presence, when anyone speaks, they have to go to a podium or a mic'd area, or we have a microphone we pass around. It's really important consideration that you need to take into account. I can see Maury's joined me here. Maury, I was talking to someone last night who was doing some entertainment kind of stuff. Maury is he's the founder of the School of Hard Knock Knocks, which is a comedy school. So online comedy is a bit challenging at times. At the moment, it can be a bit rough. But if you're trying to engage an audience with some of the entertainment and stuff, it may well be, and the person I was speaking to last night, is how do we have a presence like getting, there might be the laptop with a microphone, and if we want interaction from the audience, that's where they go. They've got to come up to the microphone so we can hear them online. So it's taking that into consideration. Otherwise, it's not going to work. I've got to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of hybrid. If you're doing it online, there's so many cool things you can do online that are just amazing. If you're doing it face-to-face, there's some stunning things you can do face-to-face. But doing hybrid, while you're getting sort of the best of both worlds, you're also getting the worst. You're getting the majority of the complications. Engagement and energy is a really important thing for any event. In a hybrid sense, it's really hard to manage and maintain. But sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do, and it's what the options that we have. So make sure you take that into account. They're the key considerations. I love any questions. If anyone's got any questions about hybrid events, throw them through to me. But it is looking about how do we make sure we keep people engaged. Yeah, Philippa, it is having that moderator and making sure that the moderator knows what's going on and can serve the community really, really well. So how are we going to do that? And this is the question you need to understand before you go in there. Who is going to be moderating this? If I have a couple of different presences, such as online, face-to-face, a couple of different sites, how do I make it work? And test your AV, test your audio, get it all set up and sorted. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty messy. All right, they're the key things that I just wanted to talk about. Unless anyone else has got any observations or comments coming through, It really is looking at how do I, again, consider the delegates. How do I make sure the delegate experience is a fantastic experience? How do I make sure that they're enjoying what's going on, they're engaged in what's going on, they're part of what's going on? As for those of you who've listened to me before, you'll understand one of my underlying beliefs is that delegates want an event that is done with them and not just to them. We want that more and more now. So how do we make that happen in hybrid? How do we use the technology available to be able to do that? It is a bit of a challenge. And here's the thing, a lot of people have, we've got a face-to-face and we've got a stack of people joining us online, yet because a lot of speakers love the energy in the room, we pay a lot of attention to who's in the room, yet there's more people online and we don't pay attention to the camera. And we can't just go, oh, well, I spent about 20% of the time looking down the barrel of the lens. You've actually got to engage with them, get them to do something, get their comments, get them as part of it. You can't forget such an important part of your audience. And you've got to try and find ways so that both face-to-face and the online have this interactivity factor and looking at doing it with them. So yeah, Julian, it really is about how do I make it with them. If you look now, how many of you, I know for me, when I watch telly, I'm seeing, who's this, what other film has this actress been in? And that's amazing. I thought they were familiar, blah, blah, blah. But I'm playing on my phone as I'm watching. So I'm doing it sort of with. And if you look at how do we make that happen? So Donna's come through saying, having the chat box open. Yeah, why wouldn't you have the chat box open? Why, if you can have a screen that has the ongoing chat, people in the room can jump on their phone, join into the Zoom, whatever going, and chat as well. Because you can do that on your phone. Often people will have an app. If you've got a conference app, you can have people who are in the room and people who are virtually all communicating on the app. They're all part of it together. You might find that part of what you want to do is encouraging that kind of interaction, and you can have some ongoing chats throughout the course of the day, or buddies, or partnering up. You might find that, if you're in the face-to-face session, you'll have an hour for lunch because you want to see the sponsors, but people online, seeing a sponsor digitally is less satisfying, so why not have an interview with some of the speakers that's just for the online people? People having lunch can then jump online on the app and see it as well, but they're out having lunch. So there's ways you can integrate that kind of thing happening. Trying to get that hybrid blend is a challenge, there's no doubt about it. All right, that's enough from me. If you've got any questions about hybrid, get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to help you. My name's Warwick Merry, and here's my moving title again. Can I tell you, I love this little bit of hoo-ha, so I'm just playing around with something new, and I love the way it explodes at the end. But if you head to warwickmerry.com, if I can help you at all, get in touch. I'm really happy to just have a conversation and look at some of the things that you can do to take your hybrid events to the next level. Because what I want for you is I want you to be, an online presenter pro and making it all work super, super smoothly. Alrighty, thank you so much for your company. I'm back here 11 a.m. Melbourne time every Thursday, or as close to as possible, talking about how do we get events online and do them really well. Thanks very much for being here. I look forward to your company next time.